We'll call the order of the City of Arlington Planning and Zoning Committee. Call to order. And please stand and join me in the national anthem. I'm sorry, Pledge Allegiance. Right. It's been a while. Yeah, no singing.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thought maybe we were starting something new.
You know, I thought
beginning of the year.
New year, new fun.
Yeah.
Good, because I am not a singer. We'll do the roll call next. Dave Meyer is absent. Not here. Kristen Lifton.
I'm here.
Is here. I don't have an actual sheet, but Jim Farber
Here.
is here. Tom Househead's off. Jeannie Bierston is absent. And Molly Taylor is here. Before we move on to the approval of the agenda, shall we add, what do you call that?
Yeah, well, we will amend the agenda. So we'll go to approval of the agenda, and then one of you will motion to amend it so that we can vote for a chairperson and a vice chair. So if someone is willing to make a motion to amend the agenda, and then
I'll make a motion to amend the agenda to add voting for chair and vice chair. Second.
Well, seconds.
so you guys could
All in favor of
the amended
the
agenda.
amended agenda of voting for chair and vice chair, say aye.
Aye.
Followed by anyone, same sign for no. Motion pass.
Okay, and so since there's no chair, I'll step in and I'll call for a nomination for someone to nominate a chair, and we'll sort that out first. So does anyone have a nomination for a chairperson?
I would like to nominate, since she's been here quite some time now, to Jeannie Pearson for the chair.
Do you need a second?
We do need a second.
I'll second that.
Okay, and then I need to ask for a nomination a total of 3 times. So are there any other nominations? Any other nominations? Okay. Those in favor of making Jeannie Pearson the new chairperson, say aye.
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 Those against? All right. Congrats, Jeannie. You are now the chairperson and absent. So there's nothing you can say against it.
That's how I became president the first time. I still love it.
I remember. Yeah. Okay. And then since she's not here to call for a nomination of a vice chair, then I'll do that as well. Are there any nominations for a vice chair? I believe it was Dave last time.
Yeah, he was.
Can he get nominated again?
You sure can.
I nominate him as the vice chair.
I'll second.
Okay. Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Okay. Those in favor of making Dave Meyer vice chair, say aye.
Aye.
Those against? All right. Dave Meyer is now vice chair.
Wonderful.
All right. Well, now we still need someone to run the meeting though. So
I mean,
if you would be willing to
I can
continue,
continue if
then
that's
that would be
okay.
great. Yeah.
Then we'll just, the last meeting, that's okay. No. Okay, so then we need to go back and approve the agenda.
No,
we
we
did
approved the
approve-
amended agenda
we
with that
approved it.
addition.
Okay,
And so we'll
I'll
move
make a
on to the
motion
minutes.
to approve the December 5th meeting minutes.
Second?
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Nay, no, same sign. Motion pass, or the minutes approval for December 5th, 2024 passes. Then we'll move on to old business and the replat application.
Yeah, and if one of you wants to come up, talk about it a little bit, but we introduced this, I believe it was at last month's meeting, where they brought some plans for this, and we talked about it, went through a findings report, and everything seemed to check out, and the plan that they provided for us looked good beforehand. And so I believe this preliminary plat is the same thing. No changes have been made, but yeah, okay. Anything else you want to add to it, though?
Yeah, just so you guys know who I am. I'm big involved with First Class Builders, also Keller Williams Realty, owners behind us with employee, I forgot her name.
Marina,
Marina.
agree, back of the wall.
Yeah. So, as the owner of the property and wanted to replat it, it was all one PID number. I think you guys may be aware of that. If we're talking, that was the city council, that was it planning and zoning last.
It was planning and zoning.
It was,
Yep.
Okay, so you guys have seen that. So nothing's
Yep.
changed other than move it to a concept to a preliminary plan. Other than that, everything else is good. I mean, we love the idea that it's large lots. The standard lot is typically about 9,500 square feet. So if you look at the lots in here, the largest one is over half an acre. So it allows some pretty good backyard buffer, all that kind of stuff for families. So I guess I'm open for questions that you guys might have. I think what we're still waiting for is a map of the utilities, from the utilities of the city of Arlington. Kind of where all that is what I was told by the surveyor. They have an idea here where everything is at, but they wanted a full map. So utilities company, if they could provide that, where we guys
Yep.
use.
Yeah, and I think Seth emailed me earlier today, and I directed him towards Lisa in our office, and she should be able to provide
Got it.
either the info herself or who he would need to contact for that.
Other than that, I'm not sure what you guys' setbacks are. Most cities are like 6 feet. Gosh, we're talking 13 feet, 16 feet. So a lot of, there's just a lot of good space on that, in that development. So I'm open for any questions you have, but it's fairly, it's a little more simpler laid out when you come, the houses are already there.
Not a whole lot of moving you can do.
Yeah. So open for thoughts or comments. Maybe that's,
You have to excuse me, I wasn't here last meeting too, so I was just curious, that future city street, is that, since, it's already there, is that going to be gifted to
yeah,
the city?
it'd be given to the city.
Yeah. Is it, I remember like when it was all built up and stuff, then they went over like the manholes and all that stuff. I was just wondering if that ever got fixed, if we looked into that.
I
You
couldn't
guys,
tell you. I wasn't
yeah,
involved at
yeah.
that time.
Yeah, I can speak to it.
yeah,
So, yeah, Nathan, I'll be on that.
yeah.
So you're right, some things, toward the end of that development, there was a kind of a split between the two developers. And so one of them took over, and as a part of the sale transaction, he was required to fix those things. And we went through People Services at the time,
Okay,
which I believe the city had contracted to, do some surveys of this.
mm-hmm.
And so People Services then came back out, made those repairs as part of that sale.
Gotcha.
And I can't remember, I believe the man's name was Lee, who I worked with.
Yes, yeah, it would have probably been Lee.
Okay,
Mhm.
and yeah, he was very knowledgeable.
Yeah,
He
very.
knows about the property.
And honestly, that's kind of where I probably heard it from, is just to make sure everything, and this was quite a while ago. I can't remember what it was, but that's, I guess, one of the things I just wanted to make sure it was up to, we'll say, city street standards or whatnot, just so we don't have problems in the future for snow removal, everything, just kind of us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Well, that's all I really.
And what happens with a street dedication is that'll go straight to council and they'll make the decision on that. And
Yeah.
be part of the process for naming the street, or unless they have you guys name the street, you can name it after yourself or something. I don't know. That'll be up to them, but yeah, right.
I heard Molly Court was. That's a nice ring
Up
to
to
it.
Yeah.
No, it looks nice. I mean,
Yeah. So with the concept plans, I think we had determined that everything zoning wise checked out. The setbacks looked good. The size of the lots looked good. But yes, I mean, with everything already being out there, there's only so much you can do. And it looks like they did the best they could with the options they had. And so we thought it looked good. And so they moved on to their preliminary plat. And if you guys are going to okay this, then they can move on to their final replat and we'll get that all squared away.
So you just need a motion to accept this
Yeah.
replat?
Yeah. If you guys checked out all the documents, or if you feel good about it. I mean, it was all good last time and there's no changes, so it should be good to go.
I'll make a motion to accept the replat.
before we go into that real quickly, if it's
Yeah.
okay. So like when we redid this, just out of curiosity, just for I feel better about it.
Okay.
When Dave came in here and we spent all the time and money, and then because it was technically this should have been 16 houses and not 8 or whatever it was. So we cut it in half, and then we gave them tax breaks or whatever, and we did this and that.
Right.
Is this beneficial to the city?
I think it is, just because each home can be sold separately if it has its own lot or
that's-
property. Now it's not just going to be one big confusing rental lot. And so
But
I don't
that's what it was
was that,
designed as, kind of a.
yeah,
I mean, I understand promises and all that stuff. It didn't come through, but
right.
and I'm not trying to limit them from anything, no.
Mhm.
But I find it like we definitely took to the cleaners there and took advantage of, because I would have definitely did this deal any day of the week. Anyone would, and then split it up and sell it later on. It would have been very advantageous. But
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't part of the process when it was
No.
initially decided on, and I'm not sure why exactly it was just all rental properties on one big thing. And they're saying there'd be 16 of them. I don't know
Yeah,
what the
I
whole
hear
thought
you.
process
It
was
was
there, but to me, this makes sense. I mean, if people want to buy the homes, then
yeah,
they
and we
can buy
need
the homes. And
housing.
then when you don't have lot lines and stuff, it gets so confusing with your neighbors. And so
Oh,
I don't know. To me, this makes sense. I don't know why the other way made sense to them at the time, but maybe it just did back then.
It's just something that later on in life, for future developers come in, we need to maybe stick to our guns and just say no. For breaking up stuff. And I mean, prior to, we had that land or whatever.
Right. Yeah. This is a unique situation, having everything already out there, all the homes there and the streets and everything, and now doing a replat. And so I think in the future, if a developer comes in with a chunk of land and says they want to do this or that, we need to make sure that that they stick to that, and that it makes sense. I think this makes more sense than what it currently or previously was. So
Yeah, I mean, it can't stay together forever. So, all right. Well, thank you.
I'll second Krista's motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion, all not in favor, say aye. Pass.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
So the next meeting is what, Nicole?
Next meeting will be a month from now, about third Thursday of February. Yeah, the 20th of February. Yeah, I'll be in touch with what we'll need for that meeting. Yeah,
So
Yeah.
that'd be the 20th, like, you said what day is it?
the 20th of February, 6 p.m.
Next Thursday.
And then
Third Thursday. of
yeah,
the month.
third Thursday of the month. And so, yeah, if you're able to get some official Mylars put together for that, then we can get that signed by everyone who needs to. We just did it for a different property, and there's a lot of signatures you need, but we'll just get
So
that done.
Typically, I do recall you asking for that. So my experience with development, usually it's approved and we get the Mylars. Does that matter? Obviously, if you have them here, then everybody would sign them on the spot. It's just kind of-
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's also confusing with replats.
I'll just let the surveyor know then that's what.
Yeah. Yeah. Since this is approved, I think we're good to go. I'll figure out if the preliminary needs to go to council. Just with a replat, it's
Just let us know.
yeah. The process isn't defined very well with replats, but
As well.
yeah, that would be great.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
we'll be in touch.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you.
Thank you all. It was nice meeting you guys.
Does it make you feel better to know that I live there and I'm gonna come with them?
I mean, yes.
I just like that it
I
takes renting out of the equation. Then you don't need some owner trying to maintain all of it. And then when people do want to buy and they can't, now it'll just, people will own each lot and there's no more confusion.
I still like being lied to.
I know.
I listened to a lot of lies that day, I guess,
I
but
understand
Yeah.
that part of it.
but that's okay.
It
No, I
would feel cramped in there, I feel like, if there were 16 instead of 8.
yeah, it would.
Yeah.
It was pretty tight, and I mean, because when they took pictures out some of these windows, you could see the
Back farther, right, to
water
get 18.
coming through, like for the next house.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how they
were.
planned on having that many.
They were
Were
close
they
together
going to
for
build
sure.
duplexes like that?
I think they
It was-
were going to do it.
that would have been
That
real
could have
tight.
been what it was, but it was. I don't know. It just,
If they were going to be duplexes, how'd they get away with building single family?
we
homes?
changed it to villas for them,
Oh,
so
Huh.
we bent over and helped them, and then
And then
Just
he
just
bailed
gave
and-
everything we could, and
Yeah.
Was this a Cyric?
yeah. And I understand business. I mean, it probably made good money. Probably still making money, but
that's not true.
all right. If it's okay, could we move on to the rezoning discussion?
Yeah.
You guys are okay?
This is in your packet if you flip past the replat stuff. Let's see. So I've got a findings report, the industrial district rezoning findings report. And then we've got a map, a zoomed in map, and then a zoomed out map. But just for you, since you weren't here last few meetings, we are discussing, or we're looking into rezoning that area up there from I-1, so limited industrial, to I-2, a general industrial district, just because some of the businesses out there are already performing I-2 type of activities, if you will. And I don't know, we just felt that it made sense. And so if you look in the findings report, in there, I do list out some of the differences and similarities between those two districts. And all it's really doing is adding in permitted uses that those businesses would be able to do. And if you looked at the full map, you can see that there's an I-2 district kind of on the south side there.
Mhm.
And so there hasn't seemed to be too many problems there. And so if they can have an I-2 district there, why wouldn't they in that northeast corner as well, especially with the types of businesses out there and how they're operating. So
I'm staying with those peaks too.
right. Yeah. Yeah. They're planning to rebuild. I
Oh, is
heard.
he good?
Yep.
Good.
Yeah. I think they might be rebuilding larger.
Oh.
So yeah, I
Good.
don't know where they're at in the process, but I think that's the plan.
Good.
And this will benefit them. They'll be able to come with the conditional use
Yeah.
for what they want.
Yeah. With the things that they were wanting to do but couldn't do, and then there was that whole debacle there. They would now have the opportunity, to apply for a conditional use permit, and that would be determined by you guys in council on if they would get that, but it would at least give them the opportunity to apply for it.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think, if I remember correctly, I think at the last meeting, you guys voted to start this process. And so I think all I'm looking for, I don't think I need a vote this meeting, but just you guys, just knowing that you guys are good with the way the map looks. And then I would schedule for the next meeting a public hearing so that we can get the business owners and surrounding residents and stuff involved to hear their
Yeah.
opinion.
I mean, as long as it's not going to affect Scott Equipment or the Cement Works, they're
Right.
businesses out there.
Yeah, I don't think it's removing anything from the business they're doing. It would only be adding to their list of
Good.
What they could
options.
do.
Yeah, of what they could do. It wouldn't limit. I don't believe it would limit. Anyway, in either way, because they are already out there and existing and doing what they're doing before we were to amend this, it would be grandfathered in, and so they would be able to continue their work however it is, anyways.
Oh, put any boxes.
Yep.
Yeah, looks good.
Okay. Yeah,
Everyone else is happy.
Mhm.
I think there was a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 properties that are included out there, and I think one of them is a city property as well. Where
There's a substation.
okay,
Yeah, right
sure.
in front of us there. Oh, and then they own we probably own the windmill too. The land the windmill's on? The city own that?
I don't know. Probably.
Sure.
Yeah, there's no windmill out there, actually. I don't know what you guys. Don't worry about
Is there a
it.
windmill?
Don't look out there.
It just went up like mysteriously.
I'm taking it down tomorrow. No.
Let's see. Yep, they do own that. Okay.
Yeah. So probably own. Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, if you guys are good with that, then I'll go ahead and schedule the public hearing for the next meeting. And
That works.
I'm assuming there will be a handful of people who have a number of things to say. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Sounds
All right.
good to me. Awesome. Then we'll move on to new business and to miscellaneous business in the new business.
I guess I could just mention, like I said, Tom resigned, and so we have an open spot that we're looking to fill. Also, Jessica, she was just out today. I don't know if she's sick or what, but she is due to have a baby here in the next 2-ish weeks, and then she'll be on
Asked if
maternity.
she had a baby.
Yeah.
I don't think she has yet. I think, in the next week or two. But then she'll be on maternity leave until April or maybe even May. It's a full 12 weeks. So I'll be running the meetings until she returns. But otherwise, I think it's all the miscellaneous I have. You guys have anything?
Oh,
Excited for our new chair and vice chair to learn about their new positions.
it's always
Is
a
there a
good.
script that they can look at?
No, I mean,
Well, not like a script like guidelines on that.
The good thing is that
probably is somewhere.
the rules, Robert's rules,
Robert's.
or yeah, that's always a good thing. Just to obviously, you could tell I'm a very hard follower of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sing
You
the
know.
national anthem.
I just thought you guys see if you guys listen to me or not.
What'd you say?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I think once you figure out once you just remember the right verbiage for each item on the list, just going through calling to order and roll call and approving things, then I think it gets pretty easy after that.
It's fun when you don't come for a couple months; they come back.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Where?
Perfect.
Yeah, I've just been dealing with my back, so I was like, I didn't really want to crawl out here some days, so I was like, not coming. But then I guess we have the next meeting listed on here for February 20th at 6 p.m. Going to 6 p.m. this year.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Yep. The third Thursday at 6 p.m. instead of the first Thursday at 7 because EDA was moved to the third Monday. So, yeah, made it easier for us to have an earlier meeting, which is nice.
Yes, that is for sure.
All right.
I will make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned. Thank you guys very much for coming.
For coming.